Merry meet and fare thee well. Settle in for a story with me, Astin, Gaël. Hello, and thank you for joining me here today. This is your daily collective message for Wednesday, February the 18th. I am filming this on Wednesday, February the 18th. I'm experiencing what I refer to as kind of a uh, low effort only kind of day. Um, I've just recently come to terms with the label disabled. Um, I've been working towards being able to identify as disabled for about 6 months now. Advocating for other people who are disabled because I knew myself to be, but incapable of accepting that that does mean I have some limitations. Um, and that by denying myself accommodations, I'm no better than the ableist um, employers that I am trying to move away from. So I am accommodating myself today by allowing the filming to occur from my bedroom. While I prefer to give you guys beautiful blue skies as a backdrop, I just can't every day. The wind is pretty cold out there today, and it is causing the scar tissue from my freshly worked on chest to flare up, and that does not feel good. That does not feel good. So, if you are also experiencing a low effort day today, solidarity, um, just know that it does not make you less than. All right. We are reading an excerpt a day from this book until we have no more excerpts left. Why? Because as a trans man, I like to celebrate the healthy aspects of masculinity to overcome the monotony of the voices yelling about the unhealthy aspects of masculinity. How appropriate that I'm filming from my sanctuary today, and we are reading about sanctuaries. In the woods beside the creek, high on the mesa beneath the ruins, down in the cellar behind the furnace, at his desk late on Sunday, back at the woodpile, chopping, chopping, out on the range, running the horses and racing the wind, over at the levee, skipping stones, hanging at the garage, tinkering with tools, men without women, men deep within, on the floor of the library, flipping through picture books, up on the roof, watching the sunset, at the tip of the island, building castles in the sand, down on his knees, surrounded by spirit, underwater, alone in his den gathered at the lodge, lost in his music, seeking the silence, finding his song, quelling the voices, behind the wheel, at the controls, on the road, off the grid, below the surface, beyond the din, far away, men go within. I can't help but associate this with the archetype of um, Hephaestus, the Greek god of the forge. And I just finished reading a book called Gods in Every Man, looking at the archetypes of the Greek gods, the father archetypes and the son archetypes. And Hephaestus falls in the sons. He was known as the Greek cuckold. Yeah. Um, yeah, his wife was Aphrodite, and the only person that she didn't sleep with was her husband. um, and the Greeks laughed at him when he caught her in the act and tried to expose her. Um, but he was a very fiery, very obviously the god of the forge. He worked underneath a volcano. He had a very fiery energy about him. He could have been a god of war, but instead of using that repressed rage to go to battle, he channeled it into assembling the tools for battle for the god of war Aries, who uses that fire in a very different manner. So I'm not gonna call out fire signs, but if this if this story ends up being about a Sagittarius, Aries, or a Leo, I wouldn't be surprised, you know? And here we've got the telltale color of orange down here on the bottom of the deck. It's giving fire. It's giving fire. Um, which is funny because that moon, after it did its little new moon solar eclipse yesterday, moved right back, like not back into, but right into Pisces. And it's such a watery feeling today as a result. Um, Possibly one of the reasons I'm feeling so low effort, because I just know that it's the perfect day to just rest. Okay. Characters like Hephaestus. Okay. The bad bitch. This is the High Priestess in the Rider-Waite deck. So grim. Such a grim face on this High Priestess. Okay. So we've got the High Priestess in the upright. I can't show this one, but the tits in the reverse, which is the star card in the Rider-Waite. Was this reverse or upright? I'm gonna take it upright. The Fool or the Delulu upright, and the Cocktail or the Ace of Cups upright. Okay, so speaking of sanctuaries, it does seem like the High Priestess is sitting in a sanctuary. That uh, the the columns on either side of her, and then the tapestry, it gives the insinuation that she's sat on a throne, or at the very least exalted in some manner. um and this would be in a great hall, or a church, or a court. So a sanctuary. And it kind of seems like this high priestess is watching a star, a star in the reverse, a fool upright, and they are observing them receiving an offer, an opportunity. Pulling some clarifier cards. Tell me more about this star in reverse. This star in reverse could have brown eyes or brown hair. They could have the letter M in their name somewhere. Birds could be significant. Okay, tell me about the Delulu. The Fool. Okay, the Fool is on a journey towards independence. This particular leap of faith that they are taking is leading them to the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this high priestess may be the one offering the cup, the opportunity, um, or desires to offer this opportunity, and they might be deciding who to offer it to, this fool or this star in reverse. So I'm going to separate the two offerees, the two people possibly receiving the offer, and we'll pair up the high priestess with their cup. I don't necessarily think that it's a cup of love. It could be a cup of money. It could be um, a cup of opportunity, a way forward. All right, this fool is focusing right now on okay. So this fool is focusing on their sixth house. They are trying to establish a routine. Um, and heavily focused on their health. I want to say specifically as it relates to the root, um, possibly even the organs that would be at the root, kidneys, bowels. They are not tempted right now, the fool, by um, frivolity. Um, so the high priestess, what's influencing their decision about who to give this opportunity to? They want somebody that will cooperate with them. They want somebody educated. And they want somebody who has the right words. They're looking for somebody with eloquent speech. All right, let me see if I can get anything else on this star in the reverse. Because all we know about them right now is that they might have brown hair or brown eyes, and they might have an N in their name somewhere. What else can we know about the star in the reverse? Okay, I'm hearing that song. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. Yeah, this person possibly might look at an opportunity being handed to them as someone attempting to rescue them, and they don't want to be rescued. They don't like being viewed as a damsel. Um, oh, okay. So this person is possibly non-binary or identifies as masculine. Um, so very specifically, don't like being identified as a damsel, but definitely not a damsel in distress. This could be related to some sort of shame from their childhood. This person has harbored a lot of shame. Possibly quite a bit of fear as well in this person. So it's these two people are very opposite, where the fool is working on this journey of independence, and is actively facing their fears by establishing routines and focusing on their health. This other person is just very rooted in seeing all of those things as weaknesses and therefore not wanting to address them, because that would be acknowledging that they themselves are weak. This new moon solar eclipse was a doozy for the star in the reverse. And just for reference, the star um, has heavy associations with Aquarius placements. Um, and anytime that I pick up on specific placements, it's most likely going to be your sun sign, your Venus sign, or your Mars sign. I no longer find myself focusing on the big three, because I just am really interested in people's feminine placement with the Venus and their masculine placement with the Mars, being non binary myself. So, this star in the reverse could have Aquarius placements. This fool this fool could be very Uranian. I'm not sure if that's a word. But very big picture focused, yes. So like you know, kind of had illusion of grandeur as it relates to being able to heal the whole world. um I think a lot of people go through that. um okay, and they're also very heavily interested in astrology and technology, and that's that big picture thinking. They know that you can reach a lot of people with the use of technology, despite its many downfalls. Okay, anything else? Yeah, let me ask about this high priestess. Well, very specifically, let me ask about um, the opportunity that this high priestess is giving. And I say high priestess, and I know that that sounds like it's, it's a priestess. It's feminine. Doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, we can say high priest if you want. This is a person in a position of power, but very specifically in a position of power, um, in an esoteric industry. So you might say that this is uh the high priest, high priestess, the witch in charge, the one in command. And they must be observing both of these people as one of them, as part of them. Okay, this could be a job offer as a healer, as a a shaman. I don't think that anybody claiming themselves as a shaman is actually a shaman. It kind of goes against the entire meaning of the word, but this high priestess wants to bestow that title onto somebody. And if in that case, then it's absolutely a valid title. What is shaping their decision? We already know they want somebody that has eloquent speech and educated, but what else? They want somebody who knows how to protect themselves. And they want somebody who is uh, grateful, and also has developed the art of attachment. No, I'm sorry, developed the art of detachment. Uh, Capable of thinking about the past, but not dwelling there, and also fully processed. Um, so this harboring shame and fear, I would say that this star in the reverse, this Aquarius person, um, possibly with brown hair, brown eyes, not exactly not exactly coming across as the ideal candidate for this opportunity. All right. That was your story for today. Until next time, be well, be you.